Alright, so this will be a quick impression of Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. There will be no story spoilers and basically just a brief discussion about the game and few details. I'm working on a full in-depth review with spoilers that will come out in the next week or so look out for that. But let's just focus on this video. So first thing overall, I'm going to say this. If you played Spider-Man 2018 or Miles Morales, you basically still got those games at the core of Spider-Man 2, and with them just being expanded on more. For instance, with the map being bigger, or when it comes to the comeback, there was things that the game didn't tell me that I just remember from the last games where I automatically just picked up right along with no problems. One of those things being where I web an enemy up and I do a jump swing, and if they're by a wall, they immediately get webbed to it. Now, one of the new features that they added to the combat was parrying, where it's really effective for the bigger guys, where that's literally the only way to attack them, because unlike the first games, you can attack them normally, but on top of that, you have to deal more damage to them than a regular sized enemy. So that's something that they have changed about that. Also, web swinging feels just as great like the older games that Insomniac did, with them adding a pretty great feature to complement it now, which is web wings. I mean, honestly, I didn't fast travel at all until I wanted to test out the fast load times of the game, and that was just one time. So that should tell you that the transversal in this game is god tier.
Wish I had time to help, but I'm needed somewhere else.
Now, I wanted to mention the graphics about the game. Honestly, I would say for a PS5 current gen game, I'm not really impressed. Granted, Insomniac is not really known for having the best graphics, but still, if you're expecting to be blown away, I'd say keep your expectations low. Like, honestly, Last of Us 2, Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PS4 Pro looks better than Spider-Man 2 on the PS5, in my opinion. Now, the third thing I wanted to mention was the story. Now, like I said, without spoiling anything, I truly felt the pacing and interest of the campaign worked hand in hand, to where when things got slow, at least some interest stayed and didn't dwindle. And knowing you can't have non-stop action and you need dialogue to build a great story, this does a great job. But I still feel there was slight areas where they could have still improved on keeping the pace fully consistent. Now, on the length of the game, I'm about 22 hours in, where that's a full completion of the story and a good amount of side content. But even at this mark, it says on 55% completed, which leads to 45 more percent needing to be completed or done, which depending on how hard I grind it out, it shouldn't be no more than 10 hours for me. And for a $70 game, I don't have a problem with that. Now, if you do, that's understandable. It's to each their own. Me personally, since I don't experience AAA games like these consistently, I'm perfectly fine with this game not being a 60-hour plus content filled game. I'm perfectly fine with a 30-hour experience, just for me though. Now, difficulty of the game, honestly guys, I would recommend putting it on the hardest difficulty, because I played on amazing, which I'm going to be honest, still pretty easy for me, which I didn't think it was going to be that easy, but it was extremely still pretty easy. The only times I really got challenged was on some of the boss fights, but that would be about it. Everything else felt like a breeze, even with the mini bosses who you can only parry. Now on the cosmetics, this game doesn't miss a beat on that. Plenty of options and different colorways for the same suits. Also, my favorite suit is still the Bodega cat suit for Miles. I love that one for some reason. I still remember unlocking it in Spider-Man Miles Morales, and it's even better looking since now I can do the all black look. Alright, so moving on between the switching between both Spider-Mans, truly I felt they handled that perfectly, like way better than I thought they would. Didn't feel like one was being overused than the other and vice versa. Lastly, I just wanted to mention the pace on how fast the game loads, or just the speed the SSD, and it's pretty quick from the fast traveling, from switching between characters to restarting from a respawn or a death. And glitches, honestly, I didn't experience no glitches at all for being 23 hours into the game, and that's basically about it. So this is pretty much it for the quick impressions. Like I said, I'm working on a full spoiler review that'll be out in the next week or so. You'll see me discuss way more stuff about the game in greater detail. Alright, my name is Del the Gamer, Real Man Real Gamer. Thanks for watching.